Good morning. Good morning. And happy Valentine's Day. It is so wonderful to be here to share with you this wonderful day and this wonderful holiday. One of the things that kind of got my attention for unity and for truth was we have this ability to celebrate everything. And the celebration goes on all year round. One of the first activities that I had to take part in was a Christmas in July. And I loved it because that activity let me know that you can do and express the joy of Christmas at any time of the year. But even though this is the time that the world or the society or Hallmark says that we share love, we know that sharing love is something that we do all year round. But this is the one time of the year that I find that everybody is trying to show somebody that they love them. In one way or another, some people are doing things today to get back on the good side of somebody. Others are doing special things and spending tons of money to stay on somebody's good side. But when we take the principle of love that we teach here at Unity, we find that we are on God's good side all the time. And it does not have to be just in February. There's a story that I found that really exemplifies for me what love is. And I began to look at my big brother, who I call Jesus, and see that Jesus is what I would call in my mind the ultimate hopeless romantic. Because everything Jesus stood for, everything that he taught was about loving someone else. There was one story that I found in the 21st chapter of John. And as Charles Fillmore says, that if we really look at the Bible, we can find that the Bible is not just the story or the recorded account of what happened some thousands of years ago, but you can find yourself in every situation, in every story, and in every character of the Bible. In the first part of the 21st chapter is really my dad, where Peter says, hey, y'all, look, I'm going fishing. Because my dad is a staunch fisherman, and that daddy taught me how to bait a hook just right. So Peter said he was going fishing, and a couple of his buddies, you know, they all said, well, they was going to go fishing too. So they hung the sign out on the door, going fishing. Got out on the boat, and they were out there for quite a while. And like most fishermen do, went the majority of the day without so much as a nibble, without a bite. And then here comes Jesus on the side of the water saying, hey, dude, use wax worms. You're using the wrong bait. In other words, cast your net on the other side of the boat. After they did that, child, I tell you, there was a fish fry that night. So they came back to shore, and I mean, they frying up the fish. And there was just a show enough party. After the eating was all done. Now, y'all know how we get after we eat. Or is it just me? They're sitting there after the party was over, and Jesus made a statement to Peter. And he said, Simon Peter, lovest thou me? Peter said, Lord, you know I love you. Like, duh. Why would you even ask a question like that? But Lord, you know I love you. And Jesus said unto him, then feed my lambs. Then a little bit later, Jesus asked him the same question again. Peter, lovest thou me? Now at this time, I'm thinking, now this is just my mind. Peter said, look, you just asked me that question. And I answered you, yes, I love you. Jesus replied again, then feed my sheep. The third time, Jesus asked him again, lovest thou me? Now I'm thinking at this point, Peter is saying, didn't you understand my answer? I already answered you, yes, I love you. But then Jesus replied back, in my way of saying this, yes, I understood your answer, but did you understand my question? Feed my sheep. Now, for the longest time, this was just what I was thinking. For the longest time, I was thinking that this meant that Jesus had set conditions on his love. Meaning that there were things that we had to do in order to receive the love of Jesus. That there were requirements like some people have. Now, you know, as long as you cook my dinner, I'll love you. As long as you show up at my family's events, I'll love you. As long as you sit and watch the TV shows that I like to watch, I'll love you. Because that was a big one for me. I'm a Star Trek fan. I mean, I'm a Star Trekkie from day one. Live long and prosper. That's my thing. So if you love me, you will sit and watch Star Trek with me, regardless how many times that episode has been on television. We're going to watch it again. Or I'll love you as long as you don't mention to nobody else what happened prom night. There are all types of conditions that some people, nobody in here, set on love. And this is the way Peter was looking at it, and the way most people have seen this scripture. But later I learned what the question was saying. It was saying that there is a natural order to things. In other words, first things first. There's got to be a starting point. You have a choice. In Lessons in Truth, the first lesson in Lessons in Truth is what? Lesson 1. Okay, I know people have had Lessons in Truth. Now come on, y'all know this. What's the first chapter in Lessons in Truth? I'm not going to tell Reverend Kent this. We're going to turn the recorder off. Bondage or liberty, which? You have a choice. Because I remember vividly the day I turned into my father. And a lot of you have heard this, and a lot of you have probably said this, and you'll finish the statement out. As long as you live in my house, which meant you have a choice. If you don't want to live by these rules, move. It's just that simple. So there is a logical course of action. And the logical course of action which Jesus was relaying to Peter is that not you will do these things if you love me, but because you love me, these things you will do.